Welcome to the TheDPost Sports Shot. I'm Drew Rubenstein here again with Todd Murray. And Todd, the WVU women's basketball team getting ready to play Iowa State after coming back to beat Texas on Sunday. And I guess can't help but trying to compare the men's and women's teams at WVU right now. On one side, you got the men's team who has found a way to lose games that they've been in late. And then on the opposite side, you've got a women's basketball team that seems to find a way to win games that maybe people don't think that they should in the closing minutes and kind of rally late. How have the Mountaineers been able to do that?
Well, I think this is where the senior experience really comes in on the women's side. You have players like Crystal Caldwell and Asia Bussey, Linda Stepney, people like that have played in big games in the Big 12, and they've lost some of those through the years, and now, you know, with the experience that they have, they make the key plays down the stretch. Like Crystal Caldwell said after Sunday's victory against Texas, it's not always pretty, but when we need to, we seem to find a way to get it done. And Mike Carey will always take a poorly played win over a well-played loss, and you know, that was probably the case Sunday. It was a very big win, made them 3-1 in the Big 12 as they head into tonight's game at Iowa State.
And kind of going along those lines, I think every good team, you hear them talking about players accepting their roles and having a team full of players that know their roles and accept them. And I tend to think that probably helps in those late game situations. Players know what's expected of them and what they need to do on the court. And it seems like WVU's got a variety of players who have accepted their roles, from defense, rebounding. Who in particular kind of stands out in your mind as integral players who maybe are doing the nitty-gritty things that don't always show up in the stat sheet?
I thought Sunday, and Mike Carey pointed this out, was Crystal Leary, the junior forward, when Asia Bussey picked up that second foul, and Mike has a rule, 2 fouls and you sit the rest of the half. So that was about the 11-minute mark of the first half. He brought in Crystal Leary, and you know, she was tasked with facing Texas's 6'7" center in there, and Mike praised her for, you know, getting in front of her, making her life as difficult as possible, and helping to keep WVU in the games. They had some other people in foul trouble, other starters on the bench as well. You know, it was her play that really helped keep them in it. They trailed by just 1 at halftime, you know, and then were able to get people back in the second half there and make a run, you know, late in that one.
Poor shooting, kind of, for 39 minutes of Sunday's game. WVU couldn't really buy a basket. A one-game anomaly, or was there something that Texas is doing? What was your take on WVU's inability to score effectively there?
Well, I think it was just, you know, the shots just were not falling. You know, that's the thing. You get back to the roles. Certain players, you know their job is to shoot. That's Taylor Palmer, Crystal Caldwell. And, you know, Mike Carey is not going to get on him for missing a few shots. You know, he doesn't care whether it's 0 for 10 or 8 for 10. If you're a shooter, he wants you to shoot it. So they always have that confidence, and players like Palmer and Caldwell and all shooters, they always believe, even if they miss 10 in a row, that the 11th one is going down. And, you know, and that was important to them, you know, late Sunday, because they had been in a bad stretch, but, you know, when they needed a big 3 late, you know, they stepped up and hit it.
From a matchup standpoint, WVU is going from one end of the spectrum to the other one, facing a big Texas team to a more guard-oriented, perimeter shooting type of Iowa State team. Does WVU match up well against Iowa State? Obviously, WVU's that nitty-gritty, in-your-face type of a defense, and does that match up well with what Iowa State does?
Yeah, I think it did. As a matter of fact, one of their biggest wins of the year last year was in Ames, Iowa, and one that helped them get into the tournament, I think, and it was a tight one here. I think it was a 2 or 3 point loss in the Coliseum. Iowa State's got some big girls who like to shoot from the perimeter, and it'll be a little different this year having Asia Bussey. You know, Iowa State will have to approach WVU a little bit differently this year, but yeah, I think it is a good matchup, and I would guess this one will have a good chance of coming down to the wire as well.
WVU has been knocking on the door of the top 25 for a while here, and it seems like Iowa State, Oklahoma. You've mentioned the strength of WVU's schedule to enter Big 12 play. It seems like if WVU wants respect, these are 2 games where it can quickly get it.
Right, absolutely. With Iowa State's ranking right now, and Oklahoma hasn't been in the top 25. They're not right now, but they're receiving votes like WVU. I mean, it's a big week. Coming off the Texas win Sunday. If they could get these next two, they'd be in very good shape heading toward the end of January.
All right, very good. Appreciate your time
Thank you.
once again, Todd. And please continue to check out TheDPost.com for the latest on the Mountaineers. Thanks for watching again.